Let me welcome you to the NEPA Scene Podcast. I'm Rich Howells. I'm the founder and editor of NEPA Scene. We are here tonight with Pittston hard rock and metal band Ashfall, who are reuniting for one night only this Saturday, April 13th at Stage West in Scranton with Behind the Gray and the Holtzmann Effect. So we're going to talk about making music for over 10 years, why this reunion show is happening, their best memories and band stories, their current musical projects, the music scene then and now, much more. So please stay tuned for the full hour now that we have sound. We would love to hear from you. Please leave your questions and your comments for these guys down below. Anything that you want to add to our conversation is going to make it more interesting. Come hang out with us for the next hour or so. We want to plug our sponsors quick. We have Beer Boys in Wilkes-Barre with 72 beers on tap that they provide us with these huge crowlers every week. We already cracked one open because we thought we had sound. They gave us New Belgium Voodoo Ranger Juicy Haze, which we're having now, and I think Dave is kind of regretting picking that one because he's not an IPA guy.
It's not too bad for an IPA.
Okay.
For as much as I absolutely hate IPAs, this is okay.
I love it, but I have hair on my chest. He doesn't, so I don't know if you want to use that as a...
Okay, I see. Well, a ringing endorsement, nevertheless. I personally think it's pretty good. We also have Citradelic as well, and Fat Tire, which Fat Tire is probably the most well-known of the New Belgium beers. So we'll probably crack that one open next. Beer Boys has a half-price happy hour every night of the week, and they have entertainment on weekends. This Friday, April 12th, it's Flashback Friday with DJ Rich Steele playing all your favorite old-school dance hits from the 90s and 2000s.
Good job, Rich.
Again, if 90s and 2000s is considered old school, then I guess we are really getting that old. But we're going to be looking back at some old memories tonight, so I guess that's appropriate. We also want to plug the V-Spot, one of the most popular bars in northeastern Pennsylvania with live entertainment every night of the week. This week they have Jackson V and Lissa tonight, Psycho City from Central PA playing hard rock on Friday, Until Sunrise with nonstop dance floor hits on Saturday, and DJ Huff is hosting karaoke on Sunday. And our NEPA Scene Rising Talent Open Mic is back on Tuesday nights at the V-Spot. So we've had some really great turnouts the first 2 weeks. Whether you've come or you've seen the live stream, it has been a huge turnout, very diverse, all kinds of different acts, singer-songwriters, rap and hip-hop, stand-up comedy, magic. We had a magician win the first week. So it's been very interesting. So if you want to see some local entertainment that's completely different than anything else, especially on a Tuesday night, make sure that you come out and join us for those. We're only going to be there till June, so you have 10 weeks left to join us. Every Tuesday we give away $50 cash to whoever wins the audience vote, and then we're going to do a final showcase at the end of June where we're going to give out a grand prize, which includes $250, your own music video or video production if you're a comedian or something else that doesn't fit into the music video format, and tons of other stuff. So anybody is eligible, even if you've won before. So come down and check it out. It's always a good time. I think you've probably caught one or two of those maybe on a Tuesday night here and there. All right, so let's get into the interview. For those who are unfamiliar with the band, can you tell us a little about when did you guys get started and how did you get started?
He's the only original member here, so that's...
So that's a question for you specifically then.
Well, yeah, me and Steve actually started the band around 2002-ish. Probably actually a little earlier. The roots stem back, but we'll say 2002-ish. And kind of progressed into, we met this guy here. Well, actually, we knew him. I'm sorry. We actually went to high school.
We went to high school. Yeah,
and he was in several other bands that
were garbage.
You know. And I've always thought he was a very powerful and attractive man. Mm-hmm. So I figured I had to have him in my band. Yeah. So, we originally the band was called Scapegrace. And actually, me, Billy, and Steve, and Jeremy, if he's watching, we all voted on the name Ashfall.
After Grace's Downfall sued you guys? Or?
Yeah.
Well, yes.
Yeah, I figured they seem like the kind of guys that would do that.
They're
And
horrible people, man.
I'm actually going to sue them
Especially their
for
bass player.
using that's like a counter suit after.
So you just break even since you're in both bands then?
Yeah, I do.
There's a lawsuit.
I'd say
So
basically.
It works.
Yeah.
I mean, I used to go see these guys when I was in middle school, so I was always a fan. That made you feel old.
We're very old. So, yeah, we really. When's the first time we recorded? Was it 2005?
2004. I think.
2004, yeah.
With Jeremy?
Yes.
Yeah, it was 2004.
Yep. But around 2008, I believe,
2006 was the next one.
The next reincarnation.
we came upon Dave Kline here, and
Oh, so.
Yeah,
One of
Billy had left the band for
that
personal
was
reasons.
2010.
Yeah.
I left in 2010, and that's when Dave came in.
And then former guitar player Jared brought me in, and I took over for Billy. And I was there until we broke up the first time.
the first time.
So there was
First time.
several times there.
Several
Yeah, there was
times.
a couple, yeah.
It's like a really bad relationship that just keeps going, right?
We're all pretty heavy, so we like to take breaks.
Yeah.
You know,
Amen.
sweat and breathe heavy for a while, and then
Sure.
get back into it.
Well, so what made you guys always come back to it then?
Well, the first time, when I was
It's you both
after
times,
I
right?
joined, things were kind of slowing down for us all with work, and work and family life and stuff was kind of starting to take precedence over a lot of stuff. And then Jared moved to Nashville, and at that point we were kind of like, I think we're done for now. And then a few years later, that's when I was talking to Johnny and I was talking to Billy, and I was like, why don't we just do it again? We have no reason not to, you know what I mean? So,
Right.
And then we brought Corey into it, and that was like the second iteration there of that.
I think now I talked to you guys. We did an interview for NEPA Scene around 2015.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you guys were doing a show at Diane's Deli, if I recall,
Yep.
RIP. And then right after that, you guys went on hiatus and didn't come back from that. So what happened after that?
Well, we had Steve left the band, so we got Randy Elmy,
Okay.
who drummed for us, who's a fantastic drummer, and I don't know, everything just kind of
Yeah, Randy wasn't feeling it after a little while, and he ended up joining up with somebody else. And at that point, trying to find another drummer, and with everything else, I had another band going at that point. So I kind of was splitting time between both, and then with not being able to find another drummer and everything, we were all, at that point, we were just kind of burnt out and disgusted with it, to be honest with you.
We had plans too. We were
So-
doing some recording and
Yeah.
some new songs and even some covers that we're kind of known for doing, and just like I guess one of the road speed bumps or whatever you want to call it. We'll stop this again for a while until we'll pick it up again when things are right. But
Here we are, like 3 years later.
yeah.
That's almost 5.
Oh, wait, really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
almost 5.
Well, life gets in the way too. People have
Yeah.
jobs and kids and everything else to worry about. So,
mine's right behind this wall. If anybody's watching, so
Trapped.
Evan
Like
behind
we
the wall.
put him in a
we
cage.
tied him up. He's got a Nintendo
We
Switch.
stapled him to the wall.
So over the time that you guys were together, what were you most proud of during that time? Was there something that meant something to you personally? And this obviously could be different for everybody.
Dave, you want?
I mean, I don't know. It's a tough question. I just did it. I mean, I did it. I enjoyed doing it just because, I love playing with these guys. And, I'm not saying I wasn't proud of it, but, it's for me, it was like a personal thing. I enjoyed playing with these guys. I had a lot of fun. I had a lot of good, that was kind of one of the things that, for me, made it worthwhile doing, is because I didn't show up to practice wanting to fucking kill them every single time. You know what I mean? Like, I had a good time.
Yeah.
And I've been in bands before where you were just like, man, I don't want to do this because I want to, I'm sick of these fucking guys, So,
Sure.
but
How about you, sir?
What was the question again? In layman's terms?
What were you most proud of in the time that you guys were together, that you played in the band?
I don't know, man. We always had a good time playing shows, and like I said, I was a fan of these guys before. Because when I played in Black Orchid years ago, and we always used to play shows together, and I'd always make sure I got there early to catch these guys set, and then the rest was history. But it worked out cool. I always had a great time playing with them. It was tight. It was fun.
I was always proud of the songs we were able to create together, and it was weird because our audience was mostly other musicians, the other bands and their girlfriends, but it was consistently other band guys coming out and stuff like that. It was
Sausage Fest, right?
Sausage Fest, yeah. We're not.
Yeah,
We're known
I
for
guess
that.
that.
Come, if you want to see Sausage, come see us.
Yeah, for me, probably that would be the thing that I think I'd be most proud of, is the fact that other people who play music and that do it on a consistent basis would be coming up to us being like, "Yo,
Somebody's volume's on.
Yeah, his is.
oh,
Put it up to the microphone. Get a feedback.
fuck you." They'd be like, what you guys are doing is awesome.
Yeah.
And, for me, it was. I always really liked the fact that we were able to be as heavy as we were music wise and still manage to kind of keep that pop element to it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So a lot of people, I caught a lot of shit from people over like, oh, you guys aren't metal, and it's just like, fuck you, we're playing heavy stuff, just because we're singing and just because there's upbeat parts to the song and stuff, that doesn't take away from the fact that what we're doing is heavy music. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's not metal.
I could fuck off.
It was nice. It was still nice and heavy. And then A Day to Remember came out, and then it was okay.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Yeah. Well, even the New England wave of heavy metal, there was a lot of stuff in there that was very melodic.
Exactly.
The sped up parts and the heavier parts, but there's definitely a lot of melody in there and stuff, and that kind of popularized that sound quite a bit.
I personally never, is going to sound weird to probably everybody sitting here, but I've never really viewed us as a heavy band. Mm-hmm. I know we kind of get, the sound, and we're kind of metal band, and I'm not saying I get mad at that, label, but
Yeah.
I don't know, I just view us as, I guess more of like the definitely harder rock, I'm not saying we're like Nickelback or something like that, or
Right.
Jesus, don't ever say that.
We're just like
ever.
Nickelback.
Shout out to Nickelback.
absolutely. Burn it down, baby. Yeah, I don't know, but like I said, what is, there's so many different variants of metal in general and hard, so,
Yeah.
but, I always like the fact that I feel we can kind of cover a lot of different areas musically with this band, which is good. We don't have to be, we could dance a little on the metal side, we could dance a little on this side, and Billy's a really good dancer, by the way, if you ever want
Yeah,
to know that.
very.
He's got a great set of gams on.
We're
him.
gonna see that
We
on
need-
Saturday.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of Crisco
Oh yeah.
and latex.
We're getting greasy. It's gonna be.
It's gonna be a
awesome.
fun time. There's gonna be a slip and slide on stage.
Oh, nice.
There's absinthe there too. This
Yeah.
bar serves absinthe. I didn't know if you guys were aware
I
of
didn't
that.
know
but-
that. Wow.
No, they
We also
don't.
we're
Yeah,
gonna
they
have
do.
yeah they
Do
do.
they really?
Yep, you'll be chasing the green
Holy
fairy.
shit.
We're gonna have a meat bucket too with different select meats that you can
Yeah.
kind of throw at us.
Ooh.
Hot prosciutto's good.
Hot prosciutto. They'll have Gary Busey's face on the barrel.
Oh God, yes.
Nice. And reach into his mouth and
Mhm.
pull it
Yeah.
out. And, it's
Just imagining big teeth.
go
He's
cut
Beautiful
yourself.
man.
What they say in that roast about him?
I think
It looks like a Clydesdale fucked a.
a urinal. It was a
Yeah, it was one of those Comedy Central roasts. They said
urinal fucked a
Gary-
Clydesdale. I think.
No, it looks like no, it was Nick Nolte fucked a Clydesdale.
Oh no! His teeth looked like a row of urinals. That's what it was.
That's yeah.
Gary Busey's a trip. I actually was at Monster Mania the one year when he was there, and my wife had a shirt on that said "Birthday Girl," and she was wearing a tutu. I look over to my left, his hands going up the side of her leg going, "Oh, let's see the birthday girl." And I'm like, oh my God. And then his son, Jake Busey, he just caught me out of the corner of my eye being like, is Gary Busey feeling up my wife? So Jake Busey comes over to me, he grabs me, and he's like, oh, just let my dad go. He's just in character. He's just in character. So I'm like, all right, this is hilarious.
Did that seriously
I
happen?
swear to God that happened. My
There's
wife will
pictures of it.
put that
Oh,
in the
that is
comments
so
right
awesome.
now. Oh, the
That's
pictures are
fucking-
horrifying.
That's great.
Pictures are horrifying. But
Now, if this was a few years later, it would be like a social media nightmare.
Oh,
for this
yeah,
guy, you know,
absolutely.
like-
hashtag Me Too'd by
Yeah,
BC. Yeah.
I want
yeah.
to be felt up by Gary.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Just
He's
saying.
got big hands, I bet. I mean,
I mean,
he's
his
a tall
hands-
dude.
If his hands are anything like his fucking teeth, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he's gifted. He's gifted,
different.
man.
Some fucking baseball mitts he's got going on there.
But you know, it's funny that you guys bring up the whole metal thing because that was something I was going to mention too. Is, you know, people I think are so stuck on that what metal is and what metal isn't, and it's just like everything that you ever see about any band ever is just full of horrible social media comments, just ripping each other apart over what is metal and what isn't. And to me, I always saw it as a very, like, one of the most diverse genres there is.
Oh, yeah.
And that there can be a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Like, there wasn't that I don't remember that debate growing up. Like, hair metal was still metal, along with Black Sabbath and Slayer was all metal, and they all sound completely different, and they all have nothing to do with each other, but they're all metal, and everyone was okay with that. And then at some point, it turned into an outrage machine, and now you can't
that's about
ever
like when I
talk
started
about-
getting into it. That's what it was. Everybody was swinging dicks about what is and what's not, and it's just like
I don't
it's
understand. I don't
like-
understand the
it's
point
like-
of it. Though.
Yeah, I was one of those dudes. I was one of those elitist dudes, and and then I kind of outgrew that. I guess I don't know.
I was like that with punk rock back in the 90s when I was a dumbass. And
Oh man, we're both shitheads, huh?
I was the same way with hip hop, like Death Row versus Bad Boy thing.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Death Row, by
Shout
the
out
way.
to Death
Yeah,
Row
no,
all day, all day.
it's there was always that kind of like, oh well, that's not metal enough, or that's not, and it's just like, so what? Just if you like it, listen to it and shut the fuck up about it. Like, enjoy what you enjoy and let other people enjoy what they enjoy, and and it's
I always saw the genre as kind of just a shorthand to explain something very quickly. You know, like
Yeah.
if I have to write a headline and put a band in it, I'm just going to throw that in the front of it so that you have an immediate idea of what I'm talking about and whether or not you're interested. If I say metal, you're thinking, okay, this is going to be a heavier band that I'm going to be reading about. So I'm either into that or I'm not into that. I'm going to click the link or not click the link. It doesn't mean to turn it into a debate of like, Ghost isn't metal. It's like, well, if they piss off enough people, they should be called metal.
yeah, sure.
Because that's to me, metal should always be about pissing people off and going against the grain and that kind of thing. So as long as people are bitching about it, then
Writing
yeah,
better
it should be
lyrics.
metal.
Yeah.
Piss more people off.
It's like that one time when my sister wanted to borrow my Van Halen record. I told her no, just like that.
All right.
Shout out to Wayne's World 2. I don't have a sister. Just putting that out there.
What the fuck?
Thought that'd get a much better reaction.
Party on, Wayne.
Oh, we
And
got a lot of
party on
comments
Garth.
already, so I'm gonna take a minute. And
Lots
go
about
through
Gary Busey.
Some of those.
Handy dandy.
Let's see. Thank you for all telling us about the sound, so we could get that fixed.
Yes, thank you.
Never had that happen before. AJ says, "Can you please throw cheese at Kline's face?"
Tell AJ to fuck off.
It's your roommate, AJ.
Yeah, it's my roommate. He can fuck himself.
Thad says to get Kline a Miller Lite.
Yeah, Daz knows.
Beyond Fallen, cheers, guys. Cheers.
Bobby Keller, sit up. No, I'm not
Cheers,
sitting up.
Bianco.
I'm going to sit however I want, Bobby. Shut the fuck up.
Speaking of which, I guess I should crack open one of these. Kenny Norton confirming Grace's downfall. Total dicks. Yeah. Oh man, those guys, the worst. Actually, we have to have those guys on. We've been talking for a year now to get them on. We should do that at some point, and then they can talk all the shit they want. Johnny Popko, sorry I couldn't be there. Yeah, you're here in spirit, I guess, with your weird man pouch thing.
None of these comments are loaded for me. I don't know what's going on.
Let's see. You have to have it up the whole time. Facebook is annoying like that. If you switch off of it and you go back, a lot of times it'll just delete.
Rich, may I have some fat tire?
Yeah, go for it.
I'm going to drink some Fiji water, fresh from the springs of Fiji. I doubt that's true though.
It's probably not. They're not a sponsor, so
Made and bottled in Honesdale.
Sorry for
Oh,
terrible
shit.
things.
No, Matt. Flats suck. Flats definitely
What's a flat?
suck.
Your wife confirms the Busey grab, but
Yeah, she was
she
trying to
can't
put a
she can't
picture.
show picture.
I guess you can't.
I guess in a Facebook Live you can't, unfortunately.
I mean, is that really a bad thing?
Yeah, it's
my life wants
it's
to be.
probably
Should've
best
got
that we
listed by Gary
don't
Busey.
see
Thanks,
that.
I mean, dude, I want to
Matt
see
says
it.
Dave Kline is daddy.
I am. He also said flats are superior or whatever. No, they're not. They're garbage.
Oh, we're gonna start the wing debate here.
Oh,
There's
wings?
no debate. Flats are trash.
No way. Flats are the best.
Go fuck yourself.
There's so much
It's
fat on the top of a drumstick.
They're all good, dude. Like they all taste good.
Flats.
Wings are wings. Let's not discriminate.
Yeah, we'll respectfully agree to disagree.
I love my wings
Christina
like-
at
Agree
least
to
calls you guys the
disagree.
handsomest band in NEPA. So you got,
She's
you
a
guys
great liar.
you got that
She
going
is such
for
a
you.
liar.
Is it Mike, Christina?
Yeah.
I can't. Well, half the comments are deleted. I can't read.
No,
So-
I don't know what's going on.
Let's tell us some of your favorite stories from over the years. I'm sure every band's got some good stories. And anything that pops out to you in particular, good, bad, or otherwise?
Billy was here for this when we actually shortly traveled out for in around 2008. Actually, we went to California, went to Los Angeles for a little while,
Oh, nice.
a couple weeks, and
Shout out to Ian.
yes, shout out to Ian and Eric Ritter, the Ritter brothers. They greatly pushed us a lot back then, helped us, kind of make those moves, breaking some doors out there at the time. But anyway, it was actually during the week of Steve, who is not here now. It was his birthday, and I'll never forget that. We actually, I don't know about Billy, but I know definitely me. Like, I had like one of the most funnest times on his birthday
It was a good.
in another
Yeah.
state. It was, it wasn't like drug or induced. I don't mean that. It was just, I don't know. We just feel good. We were around good people too, in good company, and it was just a whole thing of like, hey, we're out here in another state. We're not at like, I don't know, not knocking our state. I'm just saying, it was kind of good to have that little bit of freedom to.
Sure.
I don't know about you if you want to.
It's there's so many things that happened over those 10
Yeah.
days. It's kind of hard to pick.
Yeah, that's
just
yeah.
one.
We had fun though. I think we did.
One of our last days there, we went to a publishing company, and you're not allowed. And I'm a smoker. You're not allowed to smoke in any buildings in California. And this is 11 years ago. And we walk in through these like giant doors, and they're like, "Dude, you can smoke." The owner of the company is taking bong rips off his desk. There was a table of alcohol. It was a really good time. It was fun. It was right around St. Patrick's Day, so even St. Patrick's Day there.
My memory wasn't even when I was in the band. I remember distinctly, and the two of you guys might know. I don't think Dave was in the band then, but when I was in Black Orchid, we were playing at a place called Evans Roadhouse up in
Oh, and drums.
up in Drums,
Is
and we
that
were playing
93
there,
or-
and there was literally nobody there. I mean, we
About
lugged out.
309.
We had a
309.
ridiculous light show.
Oh, right by
Um,
Hazleton.
Yeah, not
Oh, the
okay.
interrupting
yeah.
cow! Moo! Shut the fuck up. And
I was trying to
then,
remember where it was at, Dick.
Go fuck yourself.
No, so we're playing this show. There's literally nobody there, and we set up this like huge light show. And we're like, you know what? Let's just have fun. And I always remember, in between songs, right when Ashfall was done, right before we went to play, I walked out to the car with Johnny and Billy, and lightning struck the venue. Remember that? And all the power went out.
I do, yeah.
And then everybody was like, and I was hoping we weren't going to have to play. I'm like, this rules. We got struck by lightning. I just got to see these guys play. Now I'll get a burger and I'll leave. Pay me with beer. That's fine.
Oh, that was the night actually. Because I borrowed Steve Chase's amp. My amp broke, and I borrowed my buddy Steve's, and he thought I blew it up. I was like, no, dude.
It was crazy. Oh, that was when he got his new Bose system, too.
Oh,
and like, it
man.
kept on clipping out every time
Yeah.
the lightning. Oh, it was awesome. It was great. It was great. There had to be at least 10 people there who witnessed that.
Jeez.
It was great. I'll carry that.
What about you, Dave?
What was the question again? He fucking rambled on down there.
Memory?
What's that?
You have a favorite memory?
Favorite memory?
Dave, start telling about the hookers and
Or
stuff
the day
that
you
used to come
smelled
out.
good?
The hookers? Where was I for that?
Yeah, get the good
on.
juicy stuff. I
People
mean,
are
like,
watching. They want to
I
know
mean,
the dirt.
most of the
There was a
time when I
fight at
played
Diane's
with
Deli
these
the one
guys, I was
time.
always so drunk. I don't remember.
That's why I don't have any local memories.
Yeah, yeah. I think probably when we used to play out at a place called Big Dogs, when we would drive out there, when it was back
Oh,
when
yeah.
when me and Germ were in the band together, and because
That was a fun place.
yeah, Jared's dad played out there, or excuse me, Jared's dad lived out there, so we would play out there and usually go and crash at his house afterwards, and we used to play out there a lot with Pan.a.ce.a. So that was always a good time when they would take. That was probably, I think, whenever we would get booked out there with them, I was like, yeah, this is gonna be a good time. You know, like I always enjoyed everywhere we played, but it always seemed like whenever we played there, it was always a good time.
It was definitely a hangover morning the next
yeah,
day.
yeah, it always was.
Pan.a.ce.a, not behind the gray, obviously is probably our favorite band to play with, but even though, well, we haven't played yet, but
Yeah.
when we were,
Yeah.
but before that, prior to Pan.a.ce.a was definitely a great band
Yeah,
to
I
hang out
miss
with.
those
and
guys.
They're good dudes, all of them.
Well, you're a wrestling fan too, right?
Here and there, yeah.
Here and there. Okay, I might have just made that up then. But one of the my favorite memory, which I look back on it now and it's hilarious. We played up at the Sanctuary. We did like a halftime thing.
Oh
for,
yeah.
for wrestling.
I was researching you guys, and I stumbled across a video from that, but it didn't have any sound. Weirdly
I don't think
enough.
we had sound
No.
Must be
anyway.
a running thing, I guess.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
gonna
no.
say,
tonight.
the feed. Yeah, there was
yeah,
no.
yeah. There was
nothing
from
to it.
this video. There was no sound.
But now looking back on the flyer,
Yeah.
EC3 was there, who's up and coming in WWE now. Velveteen Dream, who is like the NXT champion.
Wow.
Okay.
And Leo Rush, who is Bobby Lashley's hype man. They all were at that show, and like we literally had no idea.
Who was that drunk lady? The
Son-
drugged out-
Sonny.
Oh.
Yeah.
So Sunny was there.
was awesome.
Sunny was there, and she was housed. And I remember we were playing, and I didn't
Oh.
know she was gonna be there. And like out of all of us, me and you were probably the biggest wrestling fans, especially from like back in the day. I remember we're just playing, and I mean like the sound wasn't good, so we were just like having fun and we were laughing with it. And all of a sudden, like I look over and Billy's like going like this, just like looking at me, and he's like, "Who's she?" This girl just wanders out on stage. It's Sunny. She's like, "I have pneumonia," while we're playing, and we're just like, what's going on? And then Randy, who was drumming for us at the time, huge wrestling fan too, like all I hear him go is, dude, Sonny. I'm like, I know Randy. So like after we played, I walked up to her and I was like, hey, Sonny. I'm like, how did it sound? She's like, you gotta understand, I have the flu, so I couldn't hear. And I was just like, okay, like that's pretty cool. So when we were leaving, like we were packing up our stuff, she was just like still like aimlessly wandering around, and we were like, hey, do you mind if we get a group photo with you? And she's like, the thing you have to understand is I don't take pictures when I'm sick. And we were like,
By the flu, she meant the benzos.
yeah, it wasn't the flu. Spoiler alert, it wasn't the flu. Google her, look her up on TMZ. But yeah, and it was just like the most random thing ever, because like everywhere we went that night, like she would just be like randomly there, like with a cigarette, just being all like, Sunny. And then she sold her Hall of Fame ring. She got locked up for stalking her boyfriend. Yeah.
Good for her.
Shout out to
So
Sunny. No, it's
you
crazy.
caught her the best moment in her life.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Oh, yeah, right, like on the way
The
down.
slow
Yeah.
motion train crash going into like a building. Yeah.
Oh.
That was our only wrestling spot, and yeah, it had no sound to air, so
Yeah.
just shows,
But it was kind of cool because like wrestling fans didn't want to see us, so they would boo us after songs. So it was
okay.
kind of like we were like bad guy wrestlers. Like after
That's
a song,
cool.
boo! I'd be like, shut up! You know what I mean? Like it was fun.
Was it you wearing a mask? I saw
Yeah.
somebody wearing a mask.
I wore my blue blazer mask, and then
Okay.
afterwards, there was a Survivor Series was on that night. So we watched that, like they had a big screen and everything like that. And I've never been in a wrestling ring, like thinking like, oh, these guys all fall down. I jumped over, and I didn't have pants on either, but I jumped over, there's video, I jumped over the top rope and my leg got caught and I fell and I hit my head on the ring and like literally I was out. Like that was it. Like I was knocked out within 2 seconds of getting into a wrestling ring, so anybody says it's fake, it's predetermined, but
Kevin beat you, hands down.
he did. Shout out to Kev, hurt my head.
So was that your favorite show that you ever did, or
In a weird way, probably.
Yeah.
You know what? Those, and there was one time we played at the Factory, right down
That
here.
was a good time.
And that was just seriously just like a shot back to like the old school like NEPA days. It was just like we had people moshing, and it was just like people like right up front. Like those days, like the Factory and Nightcaps were always hands down my two favorite places to play.
And a band from Long Island, too, so it was like...
Oh, Kill Code, yeah.
Oh yeah.
My favorite shows are the V-Spot shows, and not just because they are the sponsor for NEPA Scene.
I appreciate that.
Love you, Vinny.
It's just
Vinny's
because
awesome.
I I think Vinny loves. I don't want to say he tends to lean towards the metal bands in a sense, like or the heavier-esque bands, like it was preference, like of
Sure.
his musical style.
him personally.
You know,
not
him
necessarily
not
what
necessarily
he
what he
books all
books.
the time.
Yeah,
but yeah.
that's not what I mean. I mean,
He
it's-
books what's good for the bar. I mean, like obviously he books a lot of talented stuff up there, but in his
he
his-
loves metal. He's a
he's a
guy,
metal
you know,
guy,
like
yeah.
if you
Yeah.
you know, and I don't know. He just he's fun. You know, you could get him behind the drum kit even, and he'd be like, you know,
He's
Here.
possibly has like the most electric personality
Yeah.
out of almost
sure.
anybody.
He doesn't seem real, but I love it. I love that about him.
He's even better as a boss. It's hilarious. So
I bet, and he loves us. He sponsors what we do because he believes in us, which is awesome. You know,
Yep.
Good
Not
people.
a lot of people will do that. They're like, we love what you do. We will totally benefit. Please do articles on us and help us out with that way. But we don't want to pay for it. We don't ever want to give you $1 for it. you just have to exist and keep doing it. But Vinny will put his money where his mouth is
Yeah.
and actually support stuff. So that's cool. And yeah, and he'll book those shows too every once in a while. You know, he books the bar bands and the cover
Yeah.
bands, but he does
he'll
the
take
other
a
stuff
chance
too.
and you know, in a sense, and you know,
yeah,
like he knows when the talent is there, and obviously he's into it. So that's, you know, you don't get too many club owners, bar owners that will do that. You know,
Exactly. They're willing to do
at least
that.
around here, in my personal opinion.
Even their bartending staff has always been, especially me and my past, just really tolerant
yeah,
and nice people.
yeah. I mean, all the bartenders up there are fantastic. Great
Remember
place.
you hurt me that day there, Billy? When you did your windmill trick
Oh, yeah,
and
that's
you
not
came
it.
down and you sliced my arm wide open?
Was that at the V-Spot?
That was at the V-Spot. Yep. That happened.
Man, too
I
old to-
have fond memories of Billy. Like, forget the band alone, but just
Yeah.
Billy. Like this one
Oh,
time,
Yeah.
Halloween. No.
Oh, when he
Halloween.
cracked you in the face with his headstock or something?
No, my arm, and he like sliced my arm like
Oh.
wide open. I had to put super glue on it the next day. But this one time we were at, we played at Hiles on Halloween,
Oh God.
and Billy, we dressed like the village people, and Billy was a sailor. So Billy was the sailor guy in short shorts, and in between our sets,
Fat, by the way.
it was
It wasn't
amazing. It was the
even-
best thing I've ever seen.
Yeah,
And
I was
in
the
between
fat cop.
in between our sets, there was a guy there who started yelling at us that we shouldn't be screaming, that nobody wants to hear people screaming in music. And we were all just like, whatever, dude. And he just
Yeah.
kept on like going. He's like, no, nobody wants to see that shit here. They like the Grateful Dead. So we're like, so Billy's like, you know what? No, we're not the Grateful Dead. So Billy starts like verbally getting into it with this guy. And I didn't hear what was going on because I walked away, but all I saw was a man in super, super shorty shorts, dressed like a sailor, telling another man about music.
Okay.
What is it with Grateful Dead fans getting like?
I don't know, but he was hostile.
Aren't they supposed to be like super chill?
Until
worked
you
the-
don't
I worked
play
the
Grateful
door Friday
Dead.
I worked the
then it's
door
over.
like not this Friday, but last Friday, whenever Mountain Sky Orchestra was up there,
Yeah.
and I had to throw like two or three people out.
Wow.
I'm like, it's the fucking Grateful Dead. What are you doing?
Yeah,
Like,
right.
Why are you being out of control? It's the Grateful
Shakedown
fucking
Street,
Dead.
man. Shakedown Street gets
Shakedown
rowdy.
Street, trucking. Yeah, it was wild. But it was amazing. It was amazing. I'd pay to see it again. Just wear that on
I'll just wear it all the
Saturday.
time.
Just wear it on Saturday, man.
Yeah.
Just
Oh
do it.
God.
Just do it,
One,
man.
one last hurrah.
Yeah.
Yep. Sailor Billy.
I'm just trying to think how I could be more like slick. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like if I'm gonna wear those things.
We could just paint your clothes on, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, body paint. That's a good
There
idea.
you
I already have a sweater built in.
Right.
You
so
do.
It's I just won't wear a
There
shirt.
you go.
You know.
So, people always, especially on here, everybody has a different perspective of where the music scene is at, and what their version of the glory days is, or whatever. So, can you talk a little bit about how the music scene was when you guys were playing, and how it is now, how things have changed or stayed the same? How do you view it? Is it better now? Is it worse now? How is it like? From your perspective, I know you go to a lot of shows.
I mean, honestly, it was kind of weird for me because, like, growing up, I went to like Backstage and Metro and the Zoo and Home Base, and and then as you got older, you started going to more bar shows and stuff because you weren't going to be that creepy old guy going to,
Right.
Right. I mean, like, it still did for a while,
you
but I mean, and then a lot of them started getting shut down, and You know, so you kind of had no choice. And
CeCe's was the best out of all of them.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I was
Around
never,
for-
I wasn't around for CC's, but I was around for like Home Base and Metro, and like when the zoo was open and everything, when Backstage was there, and you know, it was kind of a weird thing going from like, you know, shows like that to shows that are primarily held in, you know, bars and over 21 establishments and stuff.
And it's a totally different scene too.
It is, yeah.
Me and him come from the same kind of back. I mean, his more on the metal side, more on the punk side. But there's, I mean, even I'm sure now, and I'm not in touch with anything. I don't really go anywhere. I stay home all the time.
That's what we're for.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, for the most part. But
you can just read us. You know, there's plenty of stuff there.
there's
The loss of venues hurt. Like that was the thing.
Yeah, that too.
Like, the
Well,
stick with
yeah,
the
But there's,
loss-
there's, I was trying to get across is there's probably a whole underground scene of punk and metal
Sure.
and hardcore going on that's not even.
There still is, yeah. But I mean,
Is it as
talk-
big as it was?
that I mean, that I don't know. I couldn't even answer. I couldn't even pretend to answer that. But
staircase.
in
Bring it
terms
back.
of like, you know, like
Bring it
you know, in
back.
terms of going like a lot of the bar venues we had around here, like yeah, it sucked for a while because you know, places were closing down and places weren't booking certain bands. They only wanted certain types, which I mean, from a business perspective, I understand. You know what I mean? You're there to make money. You're not there to run charity every Friday and Saturday. You know what I
Right.
mean? And I understand that, but
Yeah,
that's what always made me appreciate guys like Vinny so much more because they went out on a limb and they did shit like that. You know, they
Right.
booked metal shows and they had metal bands come in. And,
Carol from the
you
New
know,
Penny too. I want to plug
yeah,
her
like,
too.
like, but that's the thing. Get
Yeah.
Carol up there, you know, and
The New Penny, I don't think gets enough credit for
No.
all the
but-
stuff they have there.
I mean, I don't get there much, but I mean, I played there a few times. You know, it was always a good time every time I was there. You know what I mean? But like, honestly, the way it is right now, I mean, there's a lot of places booking a lot of different bands.
And people are more accepting too of other
Yeah.
kinds of music too. Like, what was the name of the group? They're a bunch of young dudes. I wouldn't. Last time I went out with you, Hanson.
I knew it.
The Boastfuls.
Oh yeah,
Oh God, those so fucking good.
They're so
Yeah.
good.
They really.
You
they, I
guys,
mean, they
you
really
are good
yeah.
if you're watching this.
And when we were coming up, when we were that age, everybody was trying to sound like Breaking Benjamin or the Deftones.
Yeah.
And it did just seem like, at least when I came from.
That's what we sound like.
Yeah, exactly.
There,
like
there was
that.
definitely a wave during that era.
Yeah.
Once they got popular, I think there was a
Yeah.
lot of people that were trying to not necessarily fit into that, but maybe were influenced by it.
I'd
you
say
know,
more
like
so
one
Deftones,
one,
but
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
everybody was trying to sound like that.
Yeah.
Sure.
I don't know. I hear people bitching about the music scene, and honestly, it's like on any Friday or given Saturday, you can literally go anywhere between the Scranton area, even down to like Wilkes-Barre and so on and so forth, and you can find any kind of band playing anything that you want. You know
Right.
what I mean? It's just a matter of whether you're willing to actually go and show up.
Yeah, like
Well, that's-
Oreo Speedwagon's playing next door as we speak.
Yes, exactly. And
That's
it
what
sold,
it-
There, I
sold
walked
out. I
over with the
believe.
drummer. I had no
Right.
idea who he was, and he had a
I just want to say
tour
no
pass hanging, so I
disrespect
Googled
to
him.
Breaking Ben or Deftones.
How fucking
Or-
dare you?
I just want to so nobody's like, yo, fuck them, man.
Oh yeah. We'll start a whole debate there. Every time we post about Breaking Ben too, that's a whole other thing.
I used to
people
talk
go into the
crazy
comments.
shit about Breaking Ben when I was 20 years old, and it's because I was jealous.
Absolutely,
That's
there's
the
no
only
other
Oh,
reason.
yeah.
And it was
Right.
always the band guys. Oh, those guys.
They're just right there. It's like, no, they're
Where
good.
are they
They're
playing and
good.
where are you playing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
And
Really, that's it. It's,
Maybe,
yeah.
maybe if you wrote better songs for me, Billy, we'd
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Maybe if we lost weight, got shredded.
You lost.
Yeah, no, fuck that.
We were at one point before we were literally told we were too fat. Like there was, it was down to like
Every band is fat.
No, I know.
You know, it's what,
I
Nikki Six is probably
I remember
fat
who it was.
right
We
now.
could have
There-
been. We could have been the second full blown chaos. Okay, like we could have been that.
everybody's googling that right now.
Yeah, everyone's
full
like,
blown chaos.
who
Must
the
be a
fuck's-
video game.
Everyone's
It's
like,
totally
who
a
the fuck
video
is
game.
full blown chaos?
They're-
Full blown
they're-
chaos was a band that weighed fucking like they weighed an entire
Metric ton.
Yeah,
Ray.
they were fucking
He
huge.
kept teeth around his neck.
I was in the storm. We played with them, and they're the
Or
nicest
he
guys in the world.
collected
Oh,
teeth
yeah.
from people at their shows who would lose teeth. You would give them your teeth, and he was
Was he a supervillain?
apparently.
That's the
remember
creepiest shit I've
Yeah,
ever
do
Do
heard.
you
What
remember
the
that
fuck?
show at the staircase when that dude jumped at the Hate Breed show? He jumped over the balcony. and he,
Yes, I
landed on
remember
stage.
that.
Full Blown Chaos
Yes.
played that, and I didn't see Full Blown Chaos play, and I was out at the bathroom, and Ray, the singer, was telling people this story about his teeth that like fans bring their teeth to them when they lose their teeth in a mosh pit, and he's like, I keep them. I was like, all right.
I don't know if that's
cool,
something you want
man.
to tell people.
Yeah, cool. I mean, who doesn't keep teeth in their back pocket?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
need to excuse myself for a minute.
So,
Let's watch how slow he moves.
Bye, Dave.
Slow motion. No effect on the camera.
let's talk about how this reunion show happened. What was the impetus to finally do this after
Well,
over 4 years?
Sure. This actually kind of started as I believe on Ken Norton's Facebook page, and one of I can't remember the exact part of his post where something along the lines of what NEPA bands that play do you miss that don't play anymore? Basically,
Yeah.
I probably didn't deliver that very well, but what old bands that aren't around anymore that you miss?
Defunct.
Yeah. And a lot of bands got mentioned. Pan.a.ce.a, Spitkent. Wow,
Yeah, I lost the video feed, but I have somebody smacking a steak. So
that's
Oh,
that's
well,
good
that
enough
makes
for
up
me.
for it.
A lot of bands got mentioned. We got. I'm not going to say we got the most mentions by far.
it's
Not at
probably
all.
Pan.a.ce.a got the most.
Yeah, I believe they did. And they should fucking come back too.
They totally should, at least just for one more show.
Tim fly up from Austin and
Yeah.
But we got a lot of Ken actually. I think he texted me and he was like, "Hey man, are you watching my? Did you see my post?" And I'm like, "No, I didn't see it." And he's like, "Check it out." So I checked it out and I seen Ashfall, please come back, whatever, and so then I got Dave texting me, and I think I think even Corey was like, "Yo," and like was first I was like, no way, kind of a deal, and only because I didn't want to do what we're gonna do Saturday night and just do one show.
Yeah.
I wanted to. It's all or nothing kind of a deal.
Okay.
But in the past, that method I guess hasn't really worked for this band because we say we're gonna do that and then we fucking quit. So who knows? Maybe by saying this is the last one, maybe
in another 5
we won't
years,
go away. I don't know.
we'd come back in our 40s and we could play Foghat covers instead.
I'd be fine with that.
And
But
there's some really good bands from the 70s.
It's like an
Foreigner,
eclipse. It just comes out every so often. Every so many years, it just comes.
38 Special.
But Ken and Joe Caviston got together and started to, hey, let's do a, because they have the meat and potato, and they say, hey, let's start getting a show together, let's talk about the venues, and we had a couple different venue changes, but we settled on Stage West, and we're just then it was what bands we're gonna have, and so we've done a lot of shows with Behind the Gray. We've got a great relationship. I love me personally. I know everybody loves them, but I love that band, and also the Holtzmann Effect really caught my eye over the past few months.
They're really good.
Those
They
great
they
guys.
came to our open mic when they were just starting out.
Yeah.
And I was just like, wow, these guys are definitely going to be something. They stood out right away.
Are they
talking about?
younger guys or?
The Holtzmann
Oh.
Effect.
Yeah, they're nuts. Tyler's awesome.
He's a really good
I
singer.
think they're probably definitely younger than you because you're really
I'm old.
Yeah.
I'm old, yeah. Not as old as you, but I'm old.
Yeah.
I'm older
Oh, yeah.
than these two
I'm
guys.
excited to see them because I have a kid now and I haven't really gone out all that much whatsoever.
Right.
So every time, like when one of my friends is like, "Oh, dude, I went and saw so and so last night," I have to play it like, "Oh yeah, cool," and I like literally have no idea who they are. It's
Yeah.
there's no disrespect to these bands, but I just don't really go out all that often.
Sure.
So I'm pumped to be playing with a band that everybody's like, "Yo, you guys have to see these guys. They're awesome." I mean, Behind the Grave, we used to play with them all the time. So it's a good mix for that show. I'm pretty pumped for that.
Yeah, no,
That'll be
it's a
fun.
solid lineup for sure. So what you're saying is Facebook can actually be used for good every once in a while and can do
Yeah.
something good.
I mean,
for people.
I use it mostly for talking shit, but
It was one of those things too, once the kind of things get going, and I was like, well, listen, in all seriousness, I'm as much as I obviously love these guys and need them to make this work, I also need my brother-in-law Steve, the drummer, I'm like, hey, if he's not gonna do it, let's not even talk about it. And surprisingly, he was
Yeah.
like, let's do it. And I was like,
Yeah.
okay, I guess this is gonna
I've been
happen.
on
then,
because I've been on.
So-
I was on Johnny for years, for the past couple years. Like, let's do something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And especially with Steve, because he tours with Sugar Ray.
That's where he's actually at now. Like, that's why he's not here, if anybody's wondering. He's been
And
filling in.
that was always,
been-
you know, like
he's
I
been
was like,
filling
why
in.
don't we just do something? Why don't we do a one-off? Why don't we do something? People have asked about it, you know. And he was always like, well, Steve.
Sorry
And
about that, pal.
he was like, I don't know if Steve is gonna be. And I said, well,
Dave shot that down quick.
what?
About Steve. Billy was just like, I can't believe Dave did that.
I didn't. I
Let's
said-
give Steve the
Okay, still
proper
Corey's joke.
Hey,
You know,
Corey,
he's,
fuck off.
He's flying in for this show. He'll be here like tomorrow afternoon. He's out with Sugar Ray playing Fly.
Yeah,
Who doesn't
yeah.
know that song? Right?
And
Oh yeah.
that was always Johnny's stipulation was if Steve's not going to do it, then I'm not interested. And I agreed 100% because it wouldn't have been the same without Steve. It wouldn't have been it without Steve. So I'm going to be totally honest with you. I was surprised when Steve agreed to do it. Truthfully, not saying anything negative about Steve. I just didn't
Right.
I didn't think he'd personally be interested. I kind of thought he was over it and past the whole music thing. And you
Just
know,
had a second kid.
yeah, you know, he's doing the whole dad thing now, and you know, doing all that, and I don't think he's gonna want to do it.
It's pretty much like me and Steve. We didn't play like after Ashfall. I know these guys still did. Like Johnny and Dave were in bands. Billy was farting around still playing. Literally once Ashfall was done, I put
Kevin?
I put my stuff away and I haven't played. And I know Steve was the same way. So that's why like when Johnny said this at first, I was just like, look, man, I'm like, I don't think I really want to play the whole set. I'm like, when I used to go see you guys, I told Johnny, I'm like, you played bass and you sang. I'm like, let's just split the set up. But then once we started jamming and like, it came back as muscle memory, I'm like, oh shit, I do
Yeah, that
remember
was
how to play
kinda-
these songs.
I had my reservations, honestly.
Yeah, but that
I'll
was
be
100
upfront
pounds
about it.
ago.
I had my reservations. I wasn't sure how it was gonna sound because I knew that these guys, him and Steve hadn't been playing.
Right.
And it's like I remembered all the stuff. Surprisingly, I didn't think I did, but but that once we had that first practice, I was like, oh shit.
So you and John are the only ones that were
Few
playing.
people texted.
None of us
Yeah.
were playing,
But I'm saying, like I was surprised I remembered as much of the stuff as I did. I remembered pretty much everything, and that first practice when we played, I was like, oh nice.
Rich man.
It was like it was surprising. It was like we didn't miss a beat. Honestly, it was like everything
I'm
just
gonna have
kind
to
of
call an Uber on the way home. Yeah.
immediately
Like
fell in
that's-
place.
That's when you know it was worth.
Yeah,
worth doing.
honestly, once we did that, I was like, oh shit. It was like there wasn't a 5-year gap in between doing what we're doing. So
Kevin, I will take my shirt off if you pay us. All right, through Venmo.
yeah, PayPal me money.
Tell Dave Kline, whoop whoop, juggalos for life.
Fuck off. Who was that?
Me. See, now the thing is, I will proudly admit I love Insane Clown Posse, and Dave will proudly admit he wants nothing to do with them, to be
Right.
nice. So
That's why you guys are on opposite sides of the couch.
it took every inch of me to not paint my face to come here and sit next to him and just give him clown love, Whoop whoop.
I'd throw it right
He was
out that
actually
fucking
playing
window.
real quick. He was playing. What song were you playing?
Oh, Pinkie Pie.
He was
when
playing-
Dave wasn't there, and I rapped the whole thing, and
He
I played
rapped
it,
it
on
and
bass.
played it, and it sounded fucking awesome. Yeah,
But Johnny's all,
we,
"Oh,
we were gonna
can't play
kind
that
of
'cause of
surprise you
Dave."
with that, by the way.
So
I'd have burned your fucking house down.
I hate ICP.
but he probably
dude.
would walk off the rest of the set at the show.
I would have
Yeah,
nailed.
yeah,
I
just
we're
would
wait
not
for
gonna hear
Saturday.
that
I
on
need my lead
Saturday.
guitar player.
Just wait
the
for
show,
Saturday.
you know?
Just wait for Saturday. This quote unquote break we're taking, it's not a break. You'll see. You'll see. Well, me and Johnny, Violent John, have been up there.
The sound would be cut. You
It's
can
gonna
fuck
be
right
incredible.
off, dickhead.
It sounded fucking good.
Fuck out of here if you ain't down with the clown.
Let's catch up on some comments here. Popco says Dave Kline loves Nickelback.
Whoop, whoop.
Tell Johnny he could not be any more fucking.
He also says flats for life.
Who Johnny
I
said that?
agree.
I think Matt said that.
Yeah, he said
Flats
that
like
too.
12.
Okay, well, the
World's on a
both
big
of them.
move.
I mean, it's okay to be wrong. You can be wrong. You're entitled to your wrong fucking opinions. But I mean,
All right.
Did you just make that up? It's a new Ashfall song.
Jamie says some of my favorite shows were playing with Ashfall.
Violent Dave, somebody just said. Oh, that's Kevin.
Is it,
Violent Dave. I like it.
Nunziata.
Yes.
He's a beautiful man. Very powerful. Very attractive.
very powerful and attractive.
My good friend Bruce Weiss
Guys,
said,
it's
"I am
Brian
one
Mullen.
hot piece of ass."
You are a hot piece of ass. Bruce,
arse, rather.
Bruce is spot on with that one. You got a great set of gams on you.
Christine Barrett says there was a music video from California or no?
Yeah, we're not putting that on.
No. No.
Sorry, sweetie, but fuck that video.
It's literally
Corkscrews.
just a song with footage of them walking around California.
Yeah, corkscrews. Dave, I forgot about that. You're right.
Oh wow.
What about corkscrews?
corkscrews.
No, you didn't.
Wow.
No, not you. Sorry.
I was gonna say I don't
Back.
think I played at Corkscrews with you guys. I don't
My
think it
buddy
was-
Dave from Raysland.
Oh, we
Hey,
played,
Dave.
I played corkscrews with Raisland and Syphilis on St. Patrick's Day one year. Yeah, that was crazy. And Nine Tail.
Who was the owner of that
Nine-Tail.
fucking place?
Ernie.
Ernie.
Was that the guy? Was that asshole that used to fucking book loud metal bands there and then bitch when they were too loud?
No.
Never bitched
No,
about
usually he would.
There was somebody that would have band. Would they like because we played there?
No, Ernie booked it, and then he would blow up his own PA system. Like he'd push it until it.
Where
red
was
line.
Maybe I'm thinking of somewhere else. Where was
Corkscrews is in
Corkscrews?
Right on Drinker Street. In
Yeah,
Dublin.
and it's that other bar that it.
Honey Child's now, or was Honey Child's last time I was by there.
Yeah, because I played there with my old band when I was at Ethereal Collapse. We used to play there a lot. We played there with Beyond Fallen a few times, and whoever was there would be bitching about turning down. And it's like you booked a bunch of fucking metal bands, and you're gonna complain about everybody turning. It's like well, nobody was even that loud. It was just like all night long. I was like,
They used to have it at Liam's. They had a, but I mean, I think that was because it was in a residential area. Liam's and Wilkes. They had a.
I mean,
an
I
actual
grew
decibel
up
meter.
around the corner from Liam's, and I wouldn't really call that a residential area as more as I would call it like
Residential
just
evil area.
it was like condominium crack houses, so it was like residential, I guess, but nobody was up.
Well,
They
those
were-
crackheads complained to the cops
Well,
about the
I mean,
noise.
nah, they were all passed out in gutters and
thank
shit.
God.
They didn't know what was going on.
Let's see. Jack says Sunny made me watch her merch table and then she headbutted me.
Yeah, and she was
That sounds about
she
right.
was actually acting like her the strip wasn't working on her iPad, charging people. She'd be like, "Oh, that didn't work." She's like, "You're gonna have to give me cash." And then one kid was like, "Oh," he's like, I just want my picture with you." He's like, she's like, "Yeah, just give me $20 cash." Gives her $20 cash, and he's like, "Wait a minute." He's like, "I just got the alert on my phone that my Apple Pay charged." And she's like, "No, just ignore that. It didn't do that." And he goes, "Yes, it did." And he's like showing her phone. She's like, "What? Did you want your money back now?" And he's like, "I just handed you an extra $20." And she's like, "Fine." And just like the picture was amazing because we had to take it. So she's
Wow.
like. Just like literally, like
I
took $20 from me.
I
It was
actually have a
amazing.
funny Sunny story too, believe it or not. Like so,
You watched Sunny Side Up and Through the Back Door
yeah, no.
because that's hilarious.
Me and a bunch of
throwing
friends,
it out there.
every year over the
her own
summer,
tape.
we usually
Yeah.
get a place in
Good
Ocean
for
City.
her.
We get a big condo, 10 of us will throw in on it. So we started going down early when we would go down because traffic was obviously fucking horrendous. So we would leave super early in the morning and we would get there probably 10 or 11 and then, dick around on the boardwalk for a couple hours until check-in. Well, we get, we get there. Corey is in one of the restaurants on the boardwalk at like 10:30 in the morning doing a meet and greet.
Oh god, there's probably 5 people there.
Dude,
Man.
she's doing a meet and greet and signing pictures that she printed off of a fucking computer
Oh
printer.
yeah.
On computer paper, dude.
Yep.
So my friend Matt, who has no idea who Sunny is like, who the fuck is Sunny? Because there was like, I guess, a sign in the window or something. I don't even remember. And I was like, I think that's, Sunny from WWE or WWF or whatever it was at the time.
Is
And
there like the extra blue overlay on the picture? So they look off sometimes.
All pixelated and shit.
so he goes in.
It's low in ink or
He
something.
goes in and he's like, hey, how are you? And she's like, good, how are you? You here for the meet and greet? He's like, yeah, I guess so. And he's like, who are you? I don't even know who you are. I've never seen anybody look so fucking pissed off in my entire life. She was mortified. She's like, what do you mean, who am I? He goes, I don't know who you are. Who are you? Like, yeah. And she's like, you're at my meet and greet. He goes, no, I'm just kind of here for vacation. Right?
Probably ruined her day.
Oh, dude. And she's like, do you want a picture or not? He's like, yeah, I guess so. And he like paid her for, and then he's got the picture and he's like, this is computer paper. What the fuck is this? Like,
Me and Randy, the guy who used to play in Ashfall as well, we saw her at the Steamtown Mall the one day. She was doing a signing, and it was free, so we're like, yeah, of course we'll go. So we get up there, and she's like, can I ask you boys how old you are?
oh, God
And
fucking almighty.
Randy said how old he was, and I mean, this is years ago, so I was like, yeah, like 24. She goes, oh my God. She's like, you guys have like 5 or 6 years on my ex-boyfriend. We were like, we didn't know what to say, so Randy just looks at me, and he looks back at her, and he goes, cool. And like, that's all we were able to get out, but we were like, that's the first thing you say to us? And she
Right.
goes, so did you have a crush on me when you were younger? And I was like, yeah, and like now I see you now,
Fucking
and I kind of
yikes.
regret it.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah, it was
The
wild.
need for validation is fucking.
And then we walk off stage and like she's clearly hitting on us, and Randy's like, yo, dude, I think she was hitting on us. And I'm like, yeah, I'd say so, Randy. Safe to say. But yeah, that was
Is
great.
today's birthday? Or is it yesterday?
No, it was yesterday. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Randy.
Yesterday.
Right
From yesterday.
Let's go through some of these real quick. Joe Caviston says, Rock On loves metal, but Joe Caviston loves metal. even
Joe
more.
Caviston kills metal.
For
Metal Stroller
destroys
Joe
metal.
Caviston.
Yeah, seriously,
does he
especially
kill
making
metal?
this show
It's
happen.
an inside joke.
Oh, okay.
He said that he's listening to it while he mulches, which is definitely an old guy problem.
Oh, my
I
God.
appreciate that.
I thought that was slang for something. So he's actually
Fucking
mulching.
dad.
No, I think he's
Okay.
actually doing
Yeah,
that.
Dad Caviston.
Let's see. Matt says I bought my guitar to a Scrape Grace tryout in Scape Grace in 2001 2002. They were so good I never took my guitar out of the case. Jed Kohler says, "Hey Billy, your mama and me are watching you guys out in Arizona.
Hi.
Very proud of you.
Love you guys.
Ashfall." Let's see. Kevin Stone is encouraging you guys to get comfortable, take your shirts off.
Just take your shirt off.
Well, Kevin Stone, if he wants to see me with my shirt off, he can come over.
I
to
don't
my
know
house
if he
like a
can
fucking
handle
man.
the hair.
He can fucking message me privately, and we'll set this up.
And we have definitely mixed feelings about corkscrews and people.
Yeah.
I think everybody collectively here is saying that
There's a battle in the comments about corkscrews.
Loden suck big dick. I'll
The
tell you
Loden
that.
was
Oh,
terrible.
Oh,
the
yeah.
back stairs?
Yeah.
I fell down those stairs at least twice.
It was bad.
Oh.
I'm just saying
Loaded.
it was a good time to be.
Loading an Ampeg 8x10 fucking
It was a
cabinet
good time to
on
be
those
young
steps
and
was
stupid.
Awesome.
It was a great place to be young and stupid.
That was a kick right in the dick.
That was worse than this. No, I can't say it was worse. That was up there with the Strand and fucking McAdoo. That place was bad. They had an elevator, wouldn't let anybody use the fucking elevator.
Oh, of course.
So in the winter, you had to take all your shit like 3 fucking floors up. These steel steps in the back that it's the winter, they're frozen. Yeah.
Great.
That was awesome. Busted my shit on those like many times.
So, what are your current musical projects? What are you guys up to now? That other than Ashfall, outside of that, what are you guys doing? Anything that people should go check out?
I mean, I still got the Aegean going. We're kind of on I mean, we're not on hiatus, but we are. We had to replace our other guitar player, so I'm still in the process of breaking him in and getting him up to par with. He's doing good with everything. We were in the process of recording when that happened, so that kind of threw a wrench in everything. So we're still doing that. I'm like teaching him the stuff and having him learn everything while we're in the process of trying to record. We're actually gonna be hitting you up in a couple weeks because we're gonna be putting another song and video out.
Yeah,
so.
we premiered your music video
Yeah.
a while back, so cool. Looking forward to seeing some more. of
Yeah,
that.
we're done with a lot of it. We just need to get it mastered. But we have one song that's going to be ready to be put out for a single, so that's going to be next up in the next few weeks. We're we got the next date we have is July at the V Spot. We're using that as like a release date for the disc.
So, do you have fans of Ashfall? Would they be interested in you guys?
Probably not. Maybe some of it.
Maybe.
Yes, some. Yeah, because I mean,
Have some more Belgian?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
yeah, get it, baby.
Camo.
Get it,
Go
baby.
for it.
Yeah, no, I mean it's still it's still got that melodic aspect to it.
people who like the heavier side would be.
Pass.
Yeah, like it's still got that melodic aspect to it. You know, it's got
really
the
good.
sing along choruses. It's got a lot of that kind of stuff.
Probably so angry at me.
It is a little bit more aggressive on vocally than Ashfall for most of the
He's gonna
stuff.
be addicted.
But it's got more of
Addicted.
like a European mellow death kind of sound to it. Because that's primarily what I listen to. So I mean that's where most of my influence comes from, and I write a majority of the music. So I'll write a lot of stuff and then hand it off to those guys, and they'll do their part, and they'll write all their parts, and we'll go from there. But most of the guitar stuff I come up with is in that vein.
Now, how do you
because-
translate the music that's like European to?
He burns churches.
Well, I use Google Translate. Like,
Okay. I was
I'll
just
play the
curious.
riffs
That
into
makes
there, and
sense.
it'll translate it from like Scandinavian over to
Okay.
English. You know
All
what I
right,
mean?
I'm sorry. It was a burning question.
I mean, what the fuck, dude? Everybody has smartphones nowadays. We have Google Translate.
You're right.
So,
I thought you were like Rosetta Stone and that shit up.
nah, buddy, we don't do that no more.
All right.
Google, why fuck Rosetta Stone? Google translates for free. So,
Billy?
I don't really have anything going on. I've been writing solo.
Talk about the
album.
Deftones thing. Come on.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah,
oh
the
yeah,
same thing.
Dave. Yeah. Ryan, I
I
talked
do-
to Ryan right before this, and he's like, "Dude, drop a name, bro."
Yeah.
But
He called me too, and I texted him back and was like, "Yo, I'm getting geared up for the podcast. I'll call you later." Next
David-
month, me and Billy are doing me, Billy, Chris Hubert, and Ryan Williams are actually doing a Deftones tribute at Stage West as well.
Oh, awesome. Very cool.
That's gonna be fun.
and I plan on doing stand-up comedy that I've been saying for 20 years almost.
Awesome.
So eventually, I'm gonna go out to an open mic and make a total ass out of
Come to
myself.
our open mic. That's what
I
people
look at
do.
it. I look at it every week, and then I talk myself out of it.
Just go beat Dan Hoppel and insult people in the fucking audience.
Dude, Dan Hoppel is fucking funny. Him and
Best thing
Zach
I ever
Hammond.
heard was "You're the poster child for fucking cirrhosis" or something like that. I died. Or like fetal alcohol syndrome or whatever he said. I fucking died.
Zach Hammond's bit about being a lawyer.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Such a
Or
good
pretending to be a
story.
lawyer is one of the best, just hands down best stories.
Yeah. Well, yeah, a lot of people come and do their first time. In fact, we had Kyle Demko from Always Undecided tried stand-up for the first time. He's embarrassed by it, but everybody,
funny
you
dude.
have to
You
try
have to,
it
yeah.
first. You have to.
I'm obsessed with it. That's
do
all
it
I
a
do.
couple of
Like
times.
I follow like, all comedians. My wife and I are going to see Theo Vaughn. We're going to see Tom Segura in Wilkes-Barre. But like that's, I'm obsessed with it. And I never get a chance to go out. So
Give it a shot.
Yeah.
We're there pretty late on Tuesday,
Right
so
on.
if you happen to get a chance.
I get up at 4 for work though.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to take a Wednesday off and come down for it too, because it's hard for me because I'm up at 5 o'clock. So honestly, I don't do anything during the week for the most part. But I do want to come down because I actually want to come down and sit in and maybe play a couple songs or something.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, it'd be fun.
I play in Graces Downfall for over a year now. I guess it's about a year now.
Wow, already?
He's all grown up.
Yeah.
Wow.
Play bass and backup vocals, and it's great, man. And I'm having fun. You know, we're just having some fun. We got some new stuff too. Ken's writing a lot of new songs. He's got a lot of new songs that he's gonna be recording, and even stuff that's plan on writing too. Him and Mark are getting together more. So it's cool. It's fun, and I'm also doing my solo. I do solo acoustic, and me and my dad, Butch, and a kid, acoustic duo. My dad, Butch, we get together and I play with my dad. It's pretty fun. It's a lot of people are like, hey, I get a lot of like feedback that's awesome that you get to do this with your dad. But yeah, it is awesome, and it's it's family, and sometimes I'm not gonna lie, he's probably watching out, but sometimes I want to strangle him because like we're setting up and like he's
Yeah.
maybe Dad, put the fucking cord down. Let me set up. It's like but it's family, and it's good, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. I don't take a minute of that for granted. But
Yeah, especially as you get older, you kind of value that stuff so
I really
much
do.
more.
Yeah.
You start to think about those kinds of things, like
Yeah.
how long am I going to have my folks? So to have those kinds of memories, it's got to be real special.
it's great. Corey?
Probably nothing. Maybe I'll just take my guitars back to Guitar Center if it's still within the 30-day return window policy. I used to work there back in the day, and anybody who works at Guitar Center would know these guys would come in. Like, oh yeah, I'm looking for this like $2,000 guitar and this $4,000 amp setup. Like you go on, MySpace at the time. Oh great, they're recording an album this weekend. So
Right.
they would take that, they record the album, they come back. You know what? I just couldn't get the right tone out of it. Then we lose half of our paycheck. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. So just throwing that out there, Justin. You won't be seeing
That was
me
the
coming
fucking worst.
up. Oh.
You'd see
So
that guy
bad.
walk in the door. You're like, I just sold you that a week ago, you dickhead. What are you doing?
All my customers always kept their shit. So
Fuck your
you guys are
customers,
just
okay?
fucking-
You're a really good salesperson.
You're a terrible salesman.
Always just brought it back. It just wasn't working right for me.
Or that time Tom Jonas let that asshole return that guitar that he took home and broke after I spent 3 hours selling it to him. He took it home, dropped it, snapped the headstock, and brought it back.
You say
and said
Tom
that
Jonas, like the viewers are gonna know. He's actually talking about the fourth Jonas brother.
I'm not
who-
talking about my. I'm talking about my old manager at Guitar Center. He's a fucking geek. He's an asshole. He fucking let that guy return that guitar.
He's watching. He's gonna be like,
Fuck
dude,
him. Let him watch. I don't give a fuck. Guy was an asshole.
So you hinted there might be a potential that this might be the last show, but it might not be. You guys are considering.
I'm
maybe
pushing
doing
for it not to be, but it's up to these guys. Not obviously it's not. I mean, with everybody's schedule, it would never be another full-time serious thing. But.
something. Right. But it could be here and there.
That's
I'll
kinda
tell you
what
what. I'll leave it like this. If Dave is willing to keep putting Wegmans cold cup platters out for me,
Yeah.
I'll do whatever it takes to make it
That's
happen.
the stipulation. What if I show up to John's house for practice and we do not have an entire party tray full of meat and cheeses? I'm not getting in the door. Basically, is what it boils
And
down to.
D batteries.
Yeah, we gotta have deep because you gotta lob them at everybody's head
You know.
from stage.
Well, never say never. Put it to you this way. I never thought we'd be on your couch here,
Yeah.
talking about this again. And I never thought I'd have these guys, saying, hey, let's do this one more time. As of right now,
This is it.
This is it.
This is our plans,
what happens in the future is what happens in the future.
But we're all just really, the practices sound great. I really hope people can make it out. And
Except for that video you posted of us playing Rebel Yell. I was just in the hospital the day before and on a bunch of meds. And I was like, why are you going live? Dave wasn't even at that practice. And
I was
great.
home. I was home
Glutes look great.
super sick.
you're not going to really tell them that it's
disgustingly
because
sick.
you were on meth.
I was on a boatload of methamphetamine.
So much meth.
That's kind of the reason why you missed that
Fuck.
one note,
Yeah.
dude.
A Gary Busey amount of meth.
Like I listened to the video. I was like, my guitar was out of tune. I didn't even.
You could tell the exact moment Billy realizes that the camera's on him too, because he just kind of just like
Freezes
oh,
up.
boy.
Not even looking, screwing up the. Yeah,
I'm good with
uh,
candid shots. These guys don't even know most of the time.
I didn't know.
Corey jumps in front of camera.
The one that you did of his ass.
Oh yeah,
that one.
his,
I mean, that one was all right. That's one of my
I'm-
best features.
I'm not gay, but that's a good shot that you did there.
Yeah.
That's a really awkward science.
That
there.
would be a place
like
to
with
leave
that.
off, but I'll read a couple comments and then we gotta wrap up. Unfortunately, let's see. Vibe line at Corkscrews, Caviston. First bar show ever. Didn't hate it. Okay, all right. Yeah, I did see. I saw Felix Sarko at Corkscrews how many years ago?
Like Sarko.
And
Who's in Felix Sarko?
Gavin was the singer. There was all the musicians have kind of moved on to. They have a band called Starwood in Philly, and they've all kind of moved on to other things. But we've been pushing them for a reunion for a really long time. They're mostly Marywood guys.
I do
Okay.
remember that
Scranton.
band. Yeah, they were very good.
They were so different from what everybody else was doing, and I think that's why people still kind of remember what they're doing now. And everybody's kind of pushing them to come back at some point. I hope they do. I would love to see.
It's going to be a domino effect now. All these local bands who were
Yeah,
defunct are gonna
exactly. You
follow
guys are gonna
our
start a
lead
little
and start
trend
getting
there.
back together. We want a piece of that money.
Jason McCabe says Uncle Bumpy knows what's up.
Uncle
Burgundy.
Bumpy.
He likes Burgundy from what
That's
Corey
fine.
said.
Yes, Uncle Bumpy does love Burgundy.
Joe also noted that Dave Kline has no legs from his waist to his knees. Do you have invisible pants?
Because I'm wearing fucking camo.
Very, very clever.
Hilarious, Joe.
Yeah,
Fucking
he wouldn't say that
hilarious.
to John Cena, would he?
You can't see me.
Oh, and Tyler says hi. We were talking about you, so you missed it.
Yeah, Tyler.
Back.
You
Come on,
bastard.
man.
Just kidding. I love your beard.
I don't know you yet, pal, but
See you soon.
I will.
And then, Corey, are you going to get back with Taylor Swift at any point?
No, that wasn't Taylor Swift. That was Ashlee Simpson.
Ashlee Simpson.
Yeah.
that's who it
Actually,
was.
yeah.
Oh,
So if anybody
God,
was
will you do
wondering
that?
about that, my wife and I, we did our engagement shoot with Tom Bonomo, and he was like, "Yo," he's like, "Just bring your bass. We'll do some fun shots." I'm like, "All right." So I put I was holding my bass up, and I was just hashtagging like the most ridiculous things, like pepperoni, sleeping bags, book bags, shoes, and just like the most ridiculous things. And I hashtagged Ashlee Simpson tour in whatever year it was. So not even thinking anything of it, and like I was never like fluid in Instagram. And my one buddy was like, "Yo, check your Instagram." I checked it. The picture's got like 500 likes within an hour. And I'm like, that's weird. And like the comments start pouring in. "Are you serious? She's back. Shut up. Shut up." And like all these things. My DMs, before they were DMs, just started blowing up. Like, "Could you please let us know? Could you please let us know?" So then I was like, yeah, maybe
I thought we were gonna get a record deal or sued that.
out of it. Yeah. Because like I would hashtag.
I thought Corey was getting fucking sued.
I would
truthfully.
hashtag Ashfall, and then my one buddy was like, "Dude," he sent me a link. It was from Ashlee Simpson's website in Chile, with a picture of me on the homepage, and it was like rumors are starting to spread that Ashlee Simpson's doing a North American leg of her tour. You know, bassist Corey Kime, and like all these pictures. So all of a sudden, like I'm basically trending on Twitter.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm like, oh my god, this is insane. I actually made Ashlee Simpson trend on Twitter in Chile that day.
There was also an article about it afterwards. It said something like Time 85 is a fake.
Oh
It was, like,
yeah,
all
and then
over.
I started
were
getting,
pissed at
then
you,
I
dude.
started getting all the hate. But the best thing about it
Oh,
was
yeah.
like I finally like addressed it on Twitter. I'm like, look guys, I did this in hopes that Ashlee would come out of retirement. In reality, I play in a metal band called Ashfall, and I put the link. Within a week we had to get at least 500 extra likes on our Facebook. So
We definitely
hey,
did.
It was worth it. So and just like Johnny said with this band, never say never. I might hit the road with Ashlee Simpson tomorrow.
Oh God.
You know what I mean? And all that stuff. She's
Mar-
married to Lionel
marketing
Richie's
tips
kid.
with Corey right
Yeah.
here.
Yep.
You
Just
know,
fucking lie.
Fake it till you make it.
Lie
she twin
your
and
balls
lie.
off.
Lie your ass off,
That
yeah.
was amazing.
Who cares who you throw under the
Hey,
bus?
we're gonna be really
Fucking
good
lie.
Saturday at Stage West.
Yeah.
But we're fucking lying.
Ashlee Simpson won't even be there.
Oh God.
Oh, she
But
just commented.
you
on
can
this.
you can always rely on shitty media outlets to pick stuff up like that. Though.
Oh, yeah.
Like just to take
Chili.
something from like my favorite are like the articles where like people are saying this is offensive or this is horrible, and it's like two guys on Twitter is like their source. It's like so you found the two people on Twitter who are fucking offended by things.
Yeah.
Which apparently all that takes now is just to being an authority on anything.
Oh, yeah.
Is literally just having a Twitter account.
The anti-bully bully.
Yeah, you could have like
Yeah.
20
footsies.
followers. It doesn't
Wanna
matter.
touch?
Like
Yeah.
people will just
Play
go
footsies,
nuts over
no,
that one
come on.
thing.
Dude,
That's just
dude,
how it goes.
Play footsies.
it doesn't feel good right now.
Play footsies.
That's what it said, baby. All
Sarah,
right.
Sarah Lee says you're lounging like a pimp. You are. You seem very comfortable. See, I
But
told
he
you.
doesn't have
Once
a
the
chalice.
conversation gets going, everybody gets comfortable. Put a few beers in you, and then all the good stuff comes out.
Dave, did you
Love
talk
you,
about your
Sarah.
Rayovac sponsorship?
What's that?
Did you talk about your Rayovac sponsorship?
Yeah, because I just launched D batteries right into the. We get nuts right into the crowd.
Yeah, we don't throw cheese.
Yeah, no, we do D batteries.
D batteries.
I like to pretend I'm fucking Axl Rose, angry at a Guns N' Roses concert,
Johnny's just gonna throw his mic down
and
over
just
over
fucking
Saturday
just
night.
grab buckets of fucking D batteries and start launching them.
Yeah. I'm just picturing you in like remember when he jumped off the stage and he had like a boa on and like tight white
Yeah.
shorts.
Yeah, because the guy was videotaping him.
Yeah.
Yep.
No,
This is the
Steve,
security
I'm not
you
going to throw
provide
D
me.
batteries at people at your bar. It's a joke. I promise
Oh,
you.
that's amazing.
In case you're watching, I'm not going to hit anybody in the face with a D battery, Steve. We're okay.
We're throwing D batteries.
We're not doing that.
We're definitely
All
throwing
right,
D
take
batteries.
my advice. Wear a fucking hard hat.
Oh yeah.
Out of a Gary Busey bucket.
Wear a fucking
Yes,
hard
and the
hat
Gary Busey bucket.
with Gary Busey's fucking face on it.
Drink absinthe.
Who's ever going to the show should get a Gary Busey shirt made.
Yeah.
With my wife on it, with him feeling her leg up.
Yeah.
Yes.
We could probably get those screen
Is that
printed.
possible in 2 days?
What-
Can anybody do that?
I would
Or a
say-
day? Or yeah, 2 days.
What
I'm
did
talking
Nick
about days.
DiPaolo say to him at that? Nick DiPaolo said to him at that roast was like the best part of you fell out of your fucking head on that highway in California. Or something like that.
Motorcycle accident.
Oh, Jesus!
Did you ever see Surviving the Game? I know we don't have much time, but Surviving the Game,
No.
it's a really good fucking movie. Ice-T is in it and Gary is in it.
Oh shit!
Some of those the Facebook memes with Ice-T where it's always from Law and Order SVU.
Yeah.
Ice-T.
Oh yeah, when they're doing like
He's
the shit he
explaining
says
some
in the
drugs.
shows. Yeah.
He just makes me mad because he was all, ooh, cop killer.
made
Now
me
someone
sweat a
offers him
wool of
money to
catnip
be a
or
cop on
something
TV,
like
and he's
that.
like, okay, I'll take that gig.
NCIS, bitch.
Why would that
right?
make you mad, you dick? That
Oh.
somebody did that to you, you'd fucking take it too.
Well,
I'd take
yeah,
all
but I've
that
never
money.
said, hey, let's go kill cops like him.
I mean,
That's like the most like, okay, I used to say I'm a cop killer, but now I'm a fake cop on TV. Of
Shut
all
the
the
fuck
Ices,
up.
Ice Cube over Ice-T any day.
Oh yeah.
Any
but-
hip hop fan would agree.
well, no shit. I mean, Ice
Yeah.
Cube all day, every day. But I mean, dude, he's a fucking entertainer. He's getting paid to entertain. That's just all there is to it.
Ice-T. I'm a cop
You
now.
fucking clown.
I'm a cop now.
Well, that's what everybody was really waiting to hear about. So now we can close out. So this Saturday, April 13th at 7 p.m. at Stage West in Scranton with Behind the Gray and the Holtzmann Effect. Make sure you show up early and see all the bands. They're definitely
Yeah.
worth seeing.
Yeah, fuck us. Seriously. Go watch those.
And-
Seriously, get there and watch all the bands because the Holtzmann Effect is ridiculous. They're so good, and Behind the Gray is amazing.
And
So-
anything that you guys have planned specifically for this that you can tease? Anything that you might play that people might be excited about?
We're doing a couple new songs.
Don't want to let anything out of the bag.
But I mean, we're doing
Okay.
a lot of the stuff like that people really wanted to hear before. I mean, we're bringing out all the classic stuff, and we added a couple new songs to the set list. So
The Raster.
the Raster, yeah,
I think it's going to be the longest Ashfall's ever played a show. So there's
yeah.
that. I don't know if that's good or bad.
Without a
but
break.
It'll be the longest show Ashfall's ever played. I think there's 37 songs on the set list.
Wow.
No, that's total lie. Total
Yeah, I
lie.
was gonna say, where the fuck did
Yeah.
these songs come from? I
Total
wasn't made
lie.
aware of this.
But it will be.
It's about 17 or so though, so we're
Yeah.
gonna play a while. So, yeah,
Yeah,
you're gonna get your money's worth if you like big fat hairy guys. And
I'm gonna sweat. Come up front, I'll sweat all over you.
Oh,
I
and then Billy,
promise.
what were you going to do about the oil in the balloon?
The oil in the balloon.
Yeah, remember?
Yeah, Billy's balloon. We're gonna oil it.
Yeah.
Or no, it was the gases that you put in the balloon, right? You hovered over the crowd. What was that? Let me tell you what I do.
Oh,
Okay.
Soak myself in lamp oil. That one, yeah.
Isn't
I
that
burn
isn't
myself
that the
in
Jerky
front of-
Boys?
I like the balloons. Yeah, that's
Put the poisonous gas in the balloons and I hovered them over the crowd and
Oh,
I threatened
no.
to pop the balloon if the crowd doesn't
what
applause
was
me.
scene, wasn't
That's
it?
the it's the fucking
Oh,
Jerky
yes,
Boys.
I-
Yep, yep.
F
Let me
as
tell you
in
what I
fuck,
do.
baby.
The first time my wife met Billy, Billy played it off straight up as a gay character for at least the first hour. And let me tell you what I do. How do you do it?
Yeah.
Come on, do it.
Let me tell you what I do. I soak myself in lamp oil and I burn myself in front of a crowd.
It's a JS.
And but
the
you
guy
keep
from the
going with
Jerky
it.
Boys.
And it's a stereotype. I have gay friends which I love and respect.
My
So
wife
it's
literally goes, I just found my gay BFF. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, and then like Chrissy comes in, and then she's like, oh, who's this? She's like, oh, hi, I'm Billy's wife. My wife was just like, what? Yeah, blew her mind. It was incredible though. I love it.
that's good though. You're good at being a homo.
Yeah,
Embrace.
Embrace,
dude. You know how much better my life would be?
I love
It
it.
just got so quiet.
I love you for it.
I'm totally going to the REO Speedwagon show afterwards to get popcorn.
Because it's we're in that era where it's like, oh my god, if I even joke about something, somebody's
Yeah.
gonna hang us to high hell. But
It's not politically correct.
we all love our LGBTQ
Absolutely.
friends.
Yes,
Oh, absolutely.
I'm a fellow gender fluid, pansexual, poly-bi,
as is Dave. of course.
Zimzer.
I'm tired.
We love everybody.
Well, we're gonna let Dave go to bed. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you all guys for sticking around. Lots of people viewing the show tonight. We will see you on Saturday then at Stage West. Make sure you check these guys out. And we will see you here next Thursday. We're going to be here Thursdays the next couple of weeks. Usually we're Wednesdays, but we had a bump to Thursday due to some scheduling stuff with the studio. So we'll see you here next Thursday. Have a good night, everybody.
See you Saturday.
Good night.